What is up then, guys? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. So it's been about 3 days since the car's been MOT'd. There are a few things that I need to sort out. Small thing is the tyres are rubbing, as I gathered because I went a little bit wide. But yeah, so that's one thing I need to sort out. It's not an absolute emergency, and it is only when I go over like a speed bump or going fast down a dip or something. So that's not really on my list for today. The main things that I've got to do today is when I put my foot down in any gear, it makes like a whining noise, which at first I thought was kind of sick because it sounded like someone put a sequential gearbox in my car, which I spoke to one of the mechanics next door, and apparently that's not a good thing. Apparently that means that my gearbox is low on fluid. So that's why I've got some Gearbox Fluid or manual transmission fluid for the Fiesta. So I've never actually bled a Fiesta gearbox before, so should be interesting. I can't picture it being like rocket science. Another thing that was mentioned to me was that when the car was on the ramp, the mechanic noticed that there was no clamp on the CV boot, so all of the grease that was in the CV boot was non-existent. So I've had to get a new CV boot kit. I've got a general idea of how this is fitted, but I've not actually done one before. But you know, just take it off how it comes back on. So yeah, pretty simple, I'm reckoning. The only thing I'm not too sure about is these. Like, I generally don't know if I have the tool to put this clamp on, but that's where these come in handy. You know, good old cable size, or if we're feeling spicy or saucy, put a bit of metal on them. But yeah, that's just go with the flow, see how it goes, and just go do it. And another thing that was mentioned to me was the front drop links for the anti-roll bar were corroded and shit, and apparently the FK ones are reputable for corroding, which I didn't actually know, so take what you want from that. But to replace them, I have got these bad boys. Yeah. Guess out. There we go. So we have adjustable drop links from JOM, that's JOM. I think these are from Euro car parts for about £30, so not too expensive. I have seen ones like, I don't know what the brand they are, the yellow ones, motorsport ones, they're quite expensive, I think about £120, which if these aren't very good, then I think that's what I'm going to have to go to. But to be fair, I've not actually read any reviews for these. They look pretty sturdy. Can't even move with my finger, so should be alright. But yeah, we're just going to see how it goes. I'm just going to take the old one off, measure it up as close as I can with the new one, and then just put it back in, and then when I go get an alignment, hopefully they just sort it out so it's perfect. But yeah, so let's just crack on, see how we go. Let's do this. Okay, then, so now that they've got the car jacked up, if you look underneath here, camera, you can see a box there. You have to take this plastic cover off to get there, so to get that off there's just clips around the outside and 1 8mm. You can get the whole of the plastic surround off, but there's a few more screws which you need to take out. But anyway, if I just show you this, apparently these boxes are sealed for life, which normally means that you can't change the fluid inside the gearbox, but you can with these. So if I just show you up there, so there we have an Allen key hole or something just to get that out with, which I've got right here. So this piece in here is, I think it's a CRV8, I think that's what it's called. But basically that will just go in there, anti-clockwise, and it will take it out. So let me just find where I am again. There we go. So yeah, that takes the top bit out, and then if you see that big brown bolt, that's the actual drain. So to get that out, that's a 19mm socket. There we go. With both of these, you want to make sure that you've got your sockets and your Allens on very as deep as it would go, because if you strip the bolt, then you're in for a lot of fun or quite an expensive process. But yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put the plastic tub underneath here. I'm going to take the drain plug out and see how much comes out. If not a lot comes out, then I will go to the rear of the car and jack up the rear, and then just see how much comes out then, and then we'll do the drain back up, and then I'll put the fresh fluid back in. That doesn't look very nice. Yeah, there we go, we let that drain out for a bit. Yeah, you can see that there's not a lot of, obviously the box is tilted back, but that's not a lot of fluid coming out of there. And it looks a little bit shiny, which is never a good sign. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the rear of the car now, jack that up. I'll leave you guys here so you can see if any more fluid comes out. So yeah, that's more like it, but still, that does not look good. Beautiful. So I'm gonna leave that to drain for us until it stops, and then we'll do that back up and we'll put some fresh stuff in. I could not make this up. 10 minutes later, boys were still going, but yeah, look at that colour. That does not look healthy. It's like a pint of Guinness. Come on. Yay! We are done, I think, yeah? What? No? Yes, we are done. So let's get this out so you guys can see. And it smells like burnt oil. Yeah, it's not good. I'm actually gonna put my, I don't know what you call it, like a magnetic rod in there, just to see if I can feel any metal particles. So is that? Let me just see. To be fair, there's a few, but they could be from other things, so I'm not too sure. Okay, then, so if I just pick this up, I can now see there is 1500 ml worth of transmission fluid in there, which is not enough. There's meant to be 2.3 litres or 2.2 litres. So that could be one reason why the noise is being made. Also, the smell, definitely. So yeah, I'm gonna do the drain plug up now, and then we're gonna put some fresh fluid in, and hopefully that noise goes away, because it doesn't sound like a very cheap noise. But yeah, grim. All right then, so I've taken the top bolt off, so the fill hole off, and like I said before, just take this, put it in the hole, and just squirt it in until it says thank you. If you're wondering about what you take for your car, so this is for a Ford Fiesta Zetec S. So yeah, let's do this. I am gonna need 2 hands for this, so I'm just gonna pause until I'm finished. But yeah, like I said, if you're unsure about how much fluid your car takes, you can use your service manual. It goes to Haynes and it will tell you what type of fluid you want to use and how much your system takes. So yeah, let's do this. And there we go then, so it's all back together. Done everything back up as it come off. Very happy with that. Also, you might be wondering, he said he's gonna change his CV boot. Why has he done his oil before and after? I actually realised something when it was in the garage. I thought that the CV boot that had leaked was this one, which I know I would have had no problem changing that one, but it is this one. And to be true, zoom out. To be truthfully honest, I'm comfortable with cars and working around cars, but I've never taken a drive shaft out and I'm not comfortable doing it. So I would rather much do it when I've got someone else here who's specialist or professional or mechanic or anything that can come and give me a hand. So yeah, might sound like a bit of a pussy, but I'd rather ask for help than mess up my car. So yeah, what I'm gonna do now is I am gonna put these on. So I'm gonna take the wheels off while the car's in the air. It should be quite simple. I'm literally just going to take it off. There's 2 bolts. Probably need to jack up the wheel a bit to loosen it out. Take it off, measure it up with the new ones to see which one's relevant or closest to the size of the old one, and then put that on. But one thing before we did that, if you're putting your, what do you call it? What I was about to say, power steering fluid. If you're going to put your gearbox fluid in, I actually found it was quite easy to use a bit of silicone tube. You plug it into the hole and hold it up, and it's like an IV, which I don't think I get enough credit. But yeah, I'm gonna go take the wheels off now, and then we'll change the track rod ends. All right, so the first part of taking your track rod end off is taking the wheel off. So 3, 2, 1, and there we go then. So that's what it looks like now that the wheel is off. It's easy if you put your key in your steering wheel and turn your steering wheel, and you'll be able to push this in and turn it so you have a bit more, better access to the bolt. There you go, that'll do. All right then, so I've just seen that move. Yeah. That makes sense. I was driving and I was like, is that a stone in my wheel or something? What is that noise? Am I hitting something on the fender? No, that was my track rod end. Yeah, it's no good. So what I'm gonna do is As you can see, the absolute side of those are knackered. It's meant to have like a rubber seal all the way around the outside. That's gone. There is a tool to get these off, but I don't actually own it. So the way that I'm going to do it is I'm just going to get a pair of mole grips, or vice grips, whatever you want to call them, put them on the back of there and pinch it as tight as possible. Get the impact on the front of there. I'm not going to be able to fit the impact on the rear, so I'm just going to use a spanner. But yeah, get a 14mm on there, mole grips there, repeat the same on that side, and then we should be able to try and pry it out. There we go. So that make my life a bit easier. This is very worrying. Look at this. I've undone the top one. Look at the bottom one. I've driven on the motorway since I've done this, so I'm quite happy to be alive. So I'm going to just do the same for this one. I don't even think I need the impact. Probably have to. No, oh my god, no way. I am unscrewing my tie rod or track rod in with my finger. Thank you, FKAK. Oh man. Sorry, I'm just zooming you guys out. So yeah, if anybody wants this, send me an inbox. Should do you alright for a couple of miles. But yeah, that's no good. It's quite worrying, to be fair. Right, so I'm going to take this to the desk. I'm going to put it with the new one, but you can see what I mean when I say that this one has no girth in comparison to these ones. So yeah, let's do this. Here we go. This was the one that I used first. This was way too long. I'm just looking at this one. I know that that's going to be way too short. I'm not too sure what car that would be used for. But anyway, I'm going with the middle one. So if I just show you that, so I put that next to that, and then that next to that. Move these two guys up, and then you can see that that would work just fine. We'll have quite a bit of thread showing out, but we'll have more inside of here than we would have outside. And looking at it, this is obviously much thicker than in comparison to that, so should be a bit sturdier, and the bushings are fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put you guys down, bolt all this back together just to get a general idea of the height. Maybe going with a few measurements after that, but yeah, let's see how we go. Okay then, so here we go. This is the old one, and then here is the new one. This is exactly the same as this one. I even used the tape measure, go me. But yeah, so this was 27mm, and then this one's 27mm. So happy day. So I'm gonna go put this on. It's a lot more secure. It just looking at the bolt, just like that's a nylock bolt in comparison just to this little one here. So I've got a little bit more faith in this one. So hopefully it's a lot more safer. But yeah, let's go put it on. Okay then, so I've got it all in there now. It's just on there like finger tight. It's not bolted down just yet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go within the mole grips again, probably a little bit more gentle. And then I'm going to go with the socket on the outside, do it up nice and tight, and then I'll go do the other side. Alrighty then, so everything's all tied down now. It looks fine. Everything looks good. One more thing off my list. Well, two if you include the transmission fluid, so happy days. I will have to do the CV boot another day, but hopefully that's not the thing that's making the noise, and hopefully it was just the gearbox. But yeah, it's kind of weird now that I'm going to go and give it a test drive. Happy days. I do need to go get an alignment. That's like number one on my list, but I'm just going to go take it for a drive. But how do you guys out in any way, shape or form, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. I've also just started a Facebook page for most of my media work that I do for like British Drift Championships and tracks and everything like that. So if you want to go on that, that's at Markow Night Photo. And then if you want to do it on Instagram, it's at Markow Night Visual. So go along and like that, see what you think. And then, yeah, hopefully see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Bye.